Good afternoon, everybody. I would like to welcome you to today's 5-Minute Fridays, Empowering Workflow Automation, SharePoint versus Nintex. Today we have our friend Terry Simpson here from Nintex to show us a little bit about the two different systems. Terry, take it away.
Very good. Thank you for the introduction, Megan. And I just wanted to take a real quick minute and kind of set the stage for what we're going to show today. So at Nintex, we have a lot of different capabilities that are out there that we have the ability to kind of show off. Today, I'm going to show you off a few features. We're going to show you forms, a little bit of workflow. We're even going to get into some document generation and bringing the Nintex Workflow Cloud kind of into SharePoint. There's a few features we won't have time to show you. A couple things around ProMap, our new tool, Foxtrot, which is around robotic process automation extensions. Won't have time to get into that, but it's kind of a cool demo that I'm going to show you today. So what I want to do is walk you through a really kind of fun example for today's activity. And what I want to do is get my phone on the screen because we're going to involve the phone here as well in this demonstration. So let me get my phone over here and we'll open this up and make sure that we can see it. So from an end user's perspective, what I want to show you is that we have this Nintex Workflow Cloud form that we're going to fill out today. Super basic form. Just put the logo, 5-Minute Friday on here, and we're going to go ahead and fill this thing out. And let's see what happens here. So I'm going to fill this out as Mr. Leroy Brown today. It's got a question for me. Would you like to see how this form can send you a text? So since I got my phone up here, we're going to say absolutely. So we conditionally hide and show that field. So I'm going to go ahead and punch in my cell phone number here. Anybody can give me a call or send me a text. And let's go ahead and put Leroy Brown's email address in here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go and orchestrate a really quick process with SharePoint here. I've got a list over here called the 5-Minute Friday list. I'm going to go ahead and refresh it. You'll see where I tested this out this morning. So I've got my name and Jen Miller's name out here as well in this particular list. So let's make sure that we got that all set up there and refreshed. And what I want to do is go ahead and hit submit on this form. And the workflow is going to kick off and do a few things. I'm going to show you real quick how we did this in the background. But I went ahead and opened up the SharePoint site and also have my phone on the screen here because we want to see how this interacts with so many systems of record here. So I'm going to go ahead and wait just a second, and let's see if this text message is going to come in. I'm going to refresh the page here as well on the SharePoint site. Probably hasn't come in yet because I haven't got the text message, and the text message is, I believe, what goes first. Actually, there it is. So we've got Leroy Brown. The record was just created. The text message was sent, hasn't quite come in yet, but that should be coming in just a second. But we've got some really good data here. My name, the fact that the text message was list initiated, the email address from the form, and the cell phone from the form. And we want to get some feedback as well, and I'm going to show you that here in just a second. We're also going to use some document generation capabilities to send me a document as well. So you'll see kind of correlating PDFs here for the items that I had over in SharePoint. So when I refresh the screen here, you're not going to see the PDF quite yet, but it will come in just a minute. So really cool to be able to see all this going on. And I think I'm probably not getting the text message because I'm sharing my phone out. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my phone and allow that text message to come in, and we'll be able to see that. All right, so how did we do all this? And we're not quite done with the demonstration because I'm going to get an email. But over here on the Nintex Workflow Cloud, what you're going to see is our workflow designer. Actions on the left, drag and drop those actions over onto the right. So what I did here is I clicked on the first thing in the Nintex form. We wanted to start the form here, and I designed the form right here. It literally took me probably maybe 10 minutes to put this demonstration together. All we did was went over here on the left-hand side and grabbed some fields and brought them over, things like email address, drag and drop it over, and you can configure it. I probably should have taken my cell phone number and kind of raised it over here on the right-hand side and put it side by side. Probably would have made a little bit cleaner form if I would have done that. But you'll have rules and all that good stuff. So this is how we built the form. Super easy, super fast to be able to do that. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and apply those changes so that we could save that form now that I got those side by side. The first thing that you didn't quite see right out of the gate since I was sharing my phone was the send a text message option right there. Matter of fact, I'll get my phone back on the screen and show you the text messages that I was receiving. So let's go ahead and hit share, and we'll put the phone back on the screen here. And for whatever reason, I don't get those text messages when I share it. So here is the text message that I received. I tested it this morning. Thank you for filling out the form for 5 Minute Friday. And you'll see over here the corresponding message. That corresponding message over here on the right-hand side matches up based upon the variables. So it's sending to whatever phone number you filled out right here. Just hit variable and add it in. And then also down here in the message, that is having your full name in here. So all that kind of matches up. The other thing we did is we created that item in SharePoint. We've got all these actions over here on the left-hand side, including the SharePoint actions. So we can grab that create item and bring it over. So you just type in your site, pull down your list, map the data, full name, cell phone number, address, and if the text message went, and then we stored that ID right here, the SharePoint ID, because what I want to do is I want to go back and update it here in just a minute. And then we went out and generated a document, and that document actually lives out in Box. You see right here, we're connecting to Box, Leroy Brown. I'm going to generate a PDF, and there's the Box connection. So here's the template right here, 5 Minute Friday. And when I refresh this, you'll see where it actually generated the document there for Leroy Brown. Or it should be in here when it refreshes. There it is, Leroy Brown. Now, what's cool about this back in the workflow is that we went ahead and assigned a task back to me. And I just got that email in just a minute or two after I created the workflow. And actually it says that it stopped running. That's very pertinent. So I'll figure out why that happened. But what will happen is that email notification will come out to this individual as a user. And I'll show you the one that I did just here a few minutes ago. And what's cool about this is when the email notification comes out, it'll have the document attached inside of it. So we generated a document from that template that was out there. So I just took a Word document, put full name, email address, cell phone number, populated the data that's within it, and we can get that information right there. And I also put a task form in here as well. And what's cool about that task form is when you click on it and open it up, you're going to respond to it. And I only had two options. Was it an outstanding form or was it a good form? And based upon that response, we're going to go back to that SharePoint list and update that item. So we know what the item ID number was. So using that, we could just quickly go out and update that item. So there's our item ID number, and we could go out and set the field, the feedback field, for good form or outstanding form, which is what we did over here with that little thing. So just wanted to take 5 minutes there, walk you through a really quick demo. We've got the form, the text message, creating the item in SharePoint, generating the document, sending that document out and asking for feedback, and then finally updating SharePoint again at the very end. So we're just orchestrating this process and storing all the data, except for the PDF, in SharePoint. So it's a great way to orchestrate the process. But it's nice to have these other little things coming around, like the anonymous form, because you can't have anonymous forms in SharePoint Online, but we can with the Nintex Workflow Cloud and the text messaging service and anything else you would like to do over here. Even if you want to use like Nintex Sign powered by Adobe to even come out and maybe put a signature on the page, or go to Teams and post a message, whatever you want to do after you've done that. So that's a really quick demo for this kind of 5 minutes on a Friday on how to orchestrate a process there with SharePoint. So Megan, not sure if we have any questions or turn it back to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Terry. Don't have any additional questions at this time, but thank you for your 5 minutes and look forward to learning more at the upcoming Nintex user group.
Very good.